really important. And so my first rule today for our workshop is that nobody gets to be right. Second rule, nobody gets to be wrong. Third rule, everybody gets to be vulnerable, including myself. Seriously, like I'm in a costume of tacos, so it's a little uncomfortable. And why I've placed myself here is because we have all these ingredients in our tacos, and we all come with our own unique shells. And so I really want to lean into this analogy. I am a former high school history teacher by trade, so the notes today are for you, the jokes are for me, and also hopefully to make this a little bit more palatable for you. A little bit more about me. I have been coaching for the last 15 years in a lot of different capacities. I'm an educator first and foremost. I was a CrossFit gym owner. If you think that's a bad judgment, go ahead and throw it on me. Because I know those people. I joined before they signed the deal with Reebok in 2010, and I lost 60 pounds. So I've kept my 60 pounds off through all of my life's shit and all of the ingredients that have been added to my taco, plus or minus 10 pounds. And I think that, bears hibernate, so that works for me too. And so I was coaching that capacity. I started coaching weight loss and wanted something more. Like I woke up in a 10,000 square foot facility gym that I built from the ground up. Literally, we built the building, took the building down to a foundation, and I thought, where's the sustainability here for me? And my ingredients, I had so much judgment that I didn't have sustainability for myself. I wasn't the best CrossFit athlete in the gym. In fact, I owned it with a CrossFit gym athlete, like a games one that like stood on a podium. If you have no idea what that means, good. It doesn't mean anything. But for CrossFit people, it means a lot. I'm the owner, I'm the coach. I am coaching weight loss. I'm doing amazing things, but I don't have a muscle up. And I judge myself for that. And I don't want to work out 7 days a week. Sometimes I even want to work out 3 days a week. I do because I own this gym and I believe in living and practicing what I preach. But man, I had a lot of judgment. And so when I think about my taco shell that I had, my shell had some really important ingredients that I wasn't valuing and are honoring, I should say. They were my values. I wasn't honoring them. My taco shell, I think of how unique tacos are. Flour, corn, gluten-free person over here. I'm glutard and allergic to dairy. Thanks, universe. And so I literally make my own taco shells with arrowroot and 2 eggs. Great recipe, by the way. And you don't feel guilty about it. So much protein. Unless you're allergic to eggs or you're not doing the dairy thing. See, everybody has a different ingredient for a taco shell. And as I sat in this glass office surrounded by all this beauty, I realized that my values that were baked into my shell were freedom and flexibility, creativity, impact, making a difference. Like I've been serving people since I was a kid. I was a waitress. That was my favorite game to play, only child over here. And as I was waiting tables, I was giving to others. And it was my favorite moment when I felt fully alive that I would bring an actual cup of water to my grandfather with ice filled up just like he liked it. Or I would deliver grandma water, which I'm pretty sure now that was vodka, but at the time it was called grandma water, which is great because that leads us into the story I'm going to tell. You know what would be really helpful? Turn your mutes off because just in case one of you laughs, I really want to hear it.
Yes. Grandma water for sure.
And everything's included. And what I meant by that is like dogs barking, children crying, like husband walks by, like whatever is included today. So thank you. I appreciate that. Because I'm telling you the story because I'm hoping that you're connecting to a bit because whatever bit you connect to will help you expand today as we continue. And I will promise you, as a teacher, I know I have a very finite time to talk at you. And so we're 6 minutes in. So I'm going to hold on to my soapbox of like 12 minutes is what I'm giving myself. And so my other ingredients that were in there, humility was really important to me, a higher power, knowing that I can't control anything, that this is a plan that's bigger than me, was in that shell. And there was also this part of the shell that when I think back to my childhood, think back to yours when you felt fully alive. Like I think back to playing Detective K. I should probably mention I'm an only child, so everything I'm doing is solo. And I had these really cool walkie-talkies, but often there wasn't someone on the other end. And I had a little Detective K badge. And I would go around and observe things. I was so curious. And we don't often honor that in children, particularly the only child that has no one else to answer those questions for. And I think about the time I was fully alive and I was creating stories. I had a classroom of puppets. I created a story for myself all the time. I wanted to have a lot more friends, so I started a club. Dues were 50 cents. It was $2 to be a member. So it was like a country club, which is funny because I was poor. We did not go to country clubs. I have no idea where 12-year-old Katie got this. Other than I was a B Corp. I wanted to give back. And so my members did things to raise money, held events, brought people together. And then we had pizza parties and like did fun things with that. And so I was this entrepreneur. I was this educator for my stuffed animals. But there was this other part where I really felt fully alive, where I was just creating stories and acting. And I never did that. I never stepped on stage. In high school, I had the opportunity and I was scared. And when I think back to why, I remember trying to entertain everybody as the only child, drug addict home. So I'm the people pleaser and the entertainer and like, hey, things aren't so bad. I'm over here. And I think back to when my mom would say, baby, save it for Oprah. And it's from Sister Act. So my mom's not like this creative writer. Like that was in a movie and she was Whoopi Goldberg in that moment. Baby, save it for Oprah. And, you know, there's a couple things there. One is I took that book I bought, because I was only child, so I read a lot, on childhood stars, and I put it on a shelf. But she was right a little bit. I'm going to tweak her language because we're talking about rewriting stories at this retreat. And so I'm going to rewrite that and say, baby, you are Oprah and you need to save it. Because you're not going to just have one conversation on the couch with someone. You're going to have all these conversations and you're going to have your own flavor. And that was what was missing for me. I wasn't the Oprah of the gym. I was in these pockets, but there were these ingredients in my taco that didn't belong. Sometimes they were a voice in my head, and the hard part about that voice was that it kept getting validated by some ingredient that I kept inviting to hang out in my shell. And so when I think of the flavor and texture of that ingredient, what came up for me right before this, and I have a different ingredient every time I do these, because I really want to tune in to where I'm at to be vulnerable with you. I think of Jell-O. Like, you would never put Jell-O in a taco, probably. And some of you might be like, yes, I would. And you know what? No judgment there. You do you. But Jell-O, like, it's slimy and like, I don't want it to slide down my throat. I've never liked Jell-O. Jell-O shots in college were not my thing. That's what I think of when I think of this ingredient that was in the taco. And it really, like, my mom had a rule growing up, which you try something once, if you didn't like it, you never had to try it again. It's not a terrible rule. But I knew I didn't like fucking Jell-O. Like, I didn't want to try it as a kid. It was sticky and slimy, and I don't know, the commercials, like, I had a sixth sense about the guy doing the commercials for Jell-O, maybe. I don't know. But I just didn't like it. I still had to try it. I remember the day to try it. It might as well have been a goldfish. Like, I had my eyes still, I was crying. I'm like, fine, and like choking it down. And that ingredient for my life, if I were to put a name on it, would be avoidant judgment. So when I think about what that ingredient means, it means that I avoided judgment of myself and others, which is not good. You avoid shit. And there's a phrase I love. It's what you can't be with runs your life. And I couldn't be with Jell-O. And I couldn't be with Jell-O when someone said to me, you would be nothing without us. This gym wouldn't exist, when they were literally gone physically, mentally, all the things for 16 months. I ate that ingredient, but not really. Like I didn't really want to be with it. So I'm like, I'm coughing it out, but it hung out.
Mm.
And that's why I'm dressed like a damn taco. So let's step in. If you guys could just step up with me as I'm sweating. Like we're talking about tacos. My taco's getting hot around there. So like, let's stand up. Can like air myself out a little bit. Why I'm talking about tacos, they're my favorite food, but people have judgments about what goes in a taco. And we have an idea of like what the shell of a taco is supposed to be. But all of us have our own individual taco shell. We all have different things we value. We all have a different life purpose. My values of creativity, freedom, flexibility, when I took a job at a place that didn't value freedom and flexibility, that was a 9 to 5, that said even if you're crushing it, we still need you to be here. Well, that crushed my value. It crushed my shell, right? You can't eat a taco, a crunchy taco shell that's in a bunch of pieces. And when I think about my life purpose, I want to introduce you to my taco because I want to help you introduce yourselves to your own tacos today. And so my life purpose is to step out of that. I am Wonder Woman in a fucking taco suit right now for you because this taco suit is representing all these shitty ingredients. But I am Wonder Woman with my lasso truth that I have held on to for a while. I wrote a story that made other people feel better. I'm a people pleaser. I avoided judging others so I could avoid judging myself, but I was still judging myself because I couldn't be with those things. And so my taco was like this. My shell was really broken. I was carrying some beliefs. And when I carried those, this belief that I shouldn't be on stage, this belief that other people were writing a story for me, I wasn't fully alive. And from this place, get down this place with me, would you? Like, just get down this place of like, this fucking sucks. Like, I want you to be uncomfortable. I don't know what you're doing. You're squatting, like, do you feel your thighs? Like, find a place in your body in this, whatever you're doing that's really uncomfortable and just stay there for me. I'm in a half squat, got my little fist up. This is uncomfortable. And at some point, we're going to move. And your mind is going to tell you to move much faster than your body requires to move. I know, because the taco wants to come out. And when we're in this place that's super uncomfortable, I want you to think about if you could only say yes right now to things that make you feel fully alive, what would those things be? Shout them out. What would you say yes to?
Yoga. Tacos.
Tacos, yoga, jump up. Here, I want you to jump up out of that and tell me.
Nice art.
Dancing.
Peru with Jorge.
Ooh.
If you haven't jumped up yet and you're still uncomfortable, what are you saying no to? If you stay here, well, you're saying no to discomfort. But give it a name. Like, what are you saying no to?
Fun.
Well, say that louder.
Fun.
Fun. Yeah. This is not fun. It's fun for you, the judges. It's not fun. What are we saying no to here?
Yeah, having a life of freedom.
Right.
Freedom.
Freedom, yes.
I'm so complicated.
The ability to play.
Playfulness.
Work-life balance.
Ooh. I'd love to talk about work-life balance. We're saying no to that, though. We're not going to do it. What else are we saying no to here?
Being fully alive.
Self-expression.
Happiness.
Vitality.
Taking a chance.
Living our purpose.
Fulfillment.
Sit down with me, because that's a lot. I gotta sit. I'm real heavy. I'm hot too. I'm in a taco suit. Whew.
Sitting with you.
That's a lot of stuff we just said no to. I'm overwhelmed. I'm thinking of all the things I've said no to for 37 years, and I'm wearing them literally right now for you guys. That's a lot of saying no. Can we please talk about what we're going to say yes to? But before we do that, because I'm literally going to take this amazing taco shell off when you guys finally give me some yeses that are worthy. But I want to talk a little bit about the judgment in the Jell-O. And I want to give you some tools to walk away today that create some sustainability. And I'm committed to this fucking taco shell. So we've got about another 10 minutes of my soapbox, and then we're going to get off of that. So stick with me. When you think about what you're saying yes and no to, your brain, your survivor brain, the brain that got you to your age that you are now and has gotten you to survive this far, is designed to continue to get you to survive in the same way that you have survived this far. So that's why I like to talk about sustainability. When I go back to the gym, I was so fucking happy. Like, my work-life balance was on. I had hired a life coach. I worked really hard for a year to create work-life balance, and I had it. When we talk about entrepreneurs, like, we talk about people that don't work in their business, they work on their business. Now, I coach clients I wanted to coach because I was passionate about transformation and helping people lose that 100+ pounds. Why wasn't I happy? I'm not going to solve that for you in the next 5 minutes in a taco suit. But I invite you to go deeper. I'm going to give you an inquiry. I'm a teacher by trade, so homework always comes with my lessons. To pull out some of the ingredients that like taste really good and examine them. I love chorizo tacos. Hands down, if I'm going somewhere, I want to know how their chorizo taco tastes. If it's not on the menu, I'm at Taco Bell and I'm out. Chorizo can be a little salty sometimes. Can be a little gristly. Can be unseasoned, which is still chorizo. There's enough salt in there, it's fucking fine. But like, it could be missing the spice I like. That is the meat in your taco. It takes up the most space. Pull that out and start looking at it. And I know that sounds crazy, but your brain already has patterns of what your life looks at. So my inquiry will be to get your brain out of those patterns by doing something that's a little weird and funny. You're not going to look at chorizo as you would your life. You're going to look at chorizo. Like, you're going to look at that meat in your taco, whatever you like about it. And like, examine it. Talk about the texture, the feel of it. Eat the damn taco while you do it and really experience it. And see what's there for you. There's a lot of parts of your life. What was there for me was a marriage that was no longer serving anyone. And so I created a new life. I wrote a new story, packed up a car, I drove, couch surfed my halfway across the country. I was going to New York, but the toll was really expensive, so I landed in Hoboken, New Jersey. It's a $14 toll. They're proud of that damn bridge. Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel, they're very proud of it still. And I was gonna go to New York, but I kept getting jobs in Hoboken. But I created a new life. I created a brand new career. And then I landed the dream job, and I woke up and I remembered I was ready to coach. I loved coaching. Like, this is who I am. But there's a different platform that can look like. So examining those ingredients for me, I started looking at it and I can't have cheese. I'm allergic to dairy. And I was trying all these fake cheeses to see which one I liked. And I tried some things on. And figured out what ingredients made me feel fully alive. And that will change, but my taco shell will not. I will always avoid the dairy and the gluten, and I will always be creative, and I will always want freedom and flexibility. It's crazy how much that value shows up in my life. And I will always remember to be humble and express gratitude, because that's what I've been doing my whole life. It's who I am. Before they had neuroscience to tell me that I was activating my prefrontal cortex, before they had neuroscience to say, hey, if you've been practicing comedy for a really long time, like your prefrontal cortex is more in tune with your environment. They didn't tell me that. I just didn't understand why shitty environments made me feel shitty. I'm in tune with my environment. My shell gets stepped on. Like, apparently I have a hard shell. I thought my shell was a soft shell that I was making in the pan with my arrowroot and my eggs, but even the toughest shells will eventually break under enough pressure. So when I was ready to explore and examine new ingredients, after doing it for a year with my life coach, like realign my life and then blowing up the life, I just realigned because it didn't align with my values. I realized in there, like there is a recipe for revision. So I want to give you the recipe for revision. I'm watching my time because I am a teacher and you only have like 3 more minutes of my soapbox. And so I want to invite you to think about you holding the pen of your own story. And so when I started to rewrite mine, I went all the way back to the beginning and thought about what story that I was telling about my first word. That was the random event I picked. And my first word, the way that my mom told it, I just shared this with my dad last night, which he somehow thought I was inviting him to this. He didn't understand what I was doing. And my mom died a couple years ago. So I'm telling Dad, Mom always told a story. She swore because she talked to me like an adult. I never said mama or dada. I had a first word that was an adult word. I looked up at her and I said, pretty. And I 100% am sure that is the first real word I said. I really believe that for Mom. The story I used to tell was that Mom was so proud of herself, even when being proud of me, she made it about her. It was an old story I told myself. And I wasn't lying, it is true. But the story that I've rewritten, my mom was also an outstanding woman leader. She was an owl. She gave a hoot. She gave a lot of hoots about me. I am writing a story of my first word, looking up at an outstanding woman leader, was to see beauty. And when I think about my entire life, I have. The ingredients I was carrying, that the jello that I had to leave behind, was thinking that I didn't see beauty. It was judging myself when others judged me. It was writing the story that they wrote for me and then sharing it. I can't tell you how many times over the last, I've been divorced 5 years, probably every year I tell this story at least once, because I'm gonna tell it now, where my ex-husband said 3 things. He said, you're expensive to feed. It was a size 2 when we got divorced. You drink overpriced coffee. Who fucking doesn't? And I hope you don't struggle without me. I made more money as an educator in our marriage than he ever did as a financial advisor, until I decided to risk it all and open a CrossFit gym. And everyone's out there chasing their 6-figure business, fucking chase 7, all right? I did multiple 6 figures, but I never talked about it because I had overhead and I was paying people, and I also just would not do that. And it's funny, you find out years later how people thought you were just doing so well when they smelled the steaks that you grilled. We're doing fine. We're doing pretty great. We had about 3 more months of covering the move to the 10,000 square foot. We just rebuilt this facility. But it was the first year that I didn't make as much or more money than him. So I've let him write that story. It's like, well, you know, sometimes I throw out food because I get depressed and I don't cook. And sometimes, you know, I get more than one expensive coffee a day. So that is true. And I wrote that story and unintentionally struggled a little bit without him. Is so hot in this costume, right? Like I'm living in that old story. And so I want to share my actual story. I want to share the rewritten story. I do find beauty. And every person I meet, it's who I am. And if you've met my dad, you know that dad does too. Like you give the man an extra $1 at the cash register and we're going to go back and make sure you get it. That's dad. That's a lesson he taught me. It was very few lessons in between the highs. But there were lessons there. There were those nuggets. And so the story that I'm writing right now, I'm hoping inspires you this weekend. But I also promised I would get off my soapbox and leave you with some sustainability. I'm going to share truth with you. It's actually on my bookshelf. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. The truth is, you are not going to sustain change by leaving this workshop, but you are going to spark it, and you're going to set it, and you're going to do some really deep and meaningful work here so that you know what your shell is, and you know the ingredients that belong, and you know what you're saying no to when you don't accept that. If you don't want to say no to fun, you don't want to say no to freedom and work-life balance. You don't want to do that. You know the cost. You also know how it feels to say yes. You're going to say yes a lot this weekend. I'm going to say yes to a fucking shower after this. We're going to say yes to so many things. And I want you to sustain that. And so I want you to get an ally. Tonight, I'm hoping it's your taco because I've deepened this analogy a shit ton for you guys. And so I'm hoping we're living this taco moment. And so I want us to spend a little bit of time together before we wrap up laughing at all of the ingredients that we've tried to put in our taco. Like, because it's funny. Like when I think about it, it's really funny that I know that all of you are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. So am I. We were all born that way. The kid that wanted to be an actress, like she also wanted to be an activist. She also wanted to be an educator, an entrepreneur. Like that was just in little Katie. And you all have those stories of what made you feel alive. But we've got to laugh when we think about why we wouldn't live that story. Like I think about my mental breakdown that I had after I got divorced. It's fucking funny. Now it's hysterical because it's historical. But what's funny about it is how I was so empowered for the first couple months. I was so empowered and I was I moved across the country. I didn't have a job. I had a sublet. I went to church my first Sunday and just met people. And it's funny to think about why I spent 4 years fighting that after I got here. Like I worked so hard, just like you have in this workshop. I know it's a little different because it was like a divorce and shit. It's 6 weeks if you give them everything. It's a whole nother story. Not good at divorce. Do not come to me for that advice. But it's funny to think about why would I do that? Like, why would I give up my life and then not enjoy it? Why would I put in that work and that time and that money and that effort and not enjoy it? You're going to have a bunch of ingredients over the next 6 months, 12 months that you decide are no longer palatable. You can't eat a chorizo taco every day. I probably could. I shouldn't say it. Well, no, I probably couldn't. You'll get bored. You got to figure out the ingredients that you add, subtract. Like those will always change. Tacos are good all the time. No one thought about like, ooh, what about pork belly tacos? Or what about chicken? Like we've got all kinds of meats. Like, and then we've got the fake meats and there's just the cheese. Like there's so many. But your shell, that's the sustainable part. And I want to give you some allies. I'm talking too much. Let's stand up because I'm going to end up taking this off. Hopefully. Hopefully. Stand up with me. I got to get this off. We're going to go one by one. I'm going to call out your name. I need you to tell me what 3 things. No, that's too many. We won't have enough time. Tell me one thing you're going to say yes to, one thing you're going to say no to. And I want you to use this taco ally as the person that reminds you not to judge yourself about showing up and doing a workshop in a fucking taco suit. I want to be your ally. I want this taco image to be something that you can access for this yes. Every time you feel the ingredient that keeps saying no pop up, because it's going to pop up again. Susan, I am feeling your energy so hard. What are you going to say yes to?
I'm saying yes to a new job.
Woo! Guys, you got to cheer her on. That's a big deal. New fucking job. What are you saying no to?
I'm saying no to being stuck.
Ugh. Yes, I can't wait to also join you in that no. Who else? Eileen, what are you going to say yes to?
I'm going to say yes to dancing like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
That's literally my move. I love it. Access the dancing taco. And what are you going to say no to?
Any negativity.
No to negativity. Boo. Also, can we just laugh a little bit? I'm going to share that. I'm not supposed to talk this much, but positivity can only live in your prefrontal cortex, your higher thinking, thriving brain. It's just a fact. Your surviving brain, your amygdala back here, is designed to be afraid and scared and negative. So when you feel a negative thought, that is not a thriver brain. That is you trying to survive. So stop, collaborate and listen. Like whatever you need to do, just be like, hey brain, we are positive because we're in the highest part of our brain. You can still like evaluate shit and say that's bad, but you won't be in a negative place. Brittany,
I am
say yes to.
I'm saying yes to yoga and
Yoga.
I'm saying no to doing things that I don't want to do just because other people want me to do them.
No, other people's agendas. No. The next time you hear someone else's agenda, be like, I gotta get tacos. Kathleen, what are you saying yes to?
Yes to fun, and I'm saying no to working long hours.
Yes to fun. You can't eat tacos at happy hour and get discount margaritas if you're working long hours. That.
No long hours.
Jenny.
No.
Why? I'm saying yes to doing what I know will make me happy. And I'm saying no to negative thoughts.
Yes to doing what makes us feel happy. No to negative thoughts. I love it. Susan went opposite. It was great. So no matter where you were in it. Yes. Negative thoughts. That means you're a teenager and you're amygdala, just trying to survive. Lisa, what are you saying yes to?
Protecting my sacred morning time.
Yes.
Powerful.
And I'm saying no to black hole gravity sucking people that have their happiness contingent upon some action from me.
Oh, yeah. Black hole people. What is that ingredient in your taco that represents that?
Dill pickles.
Ugh. Yeah. Like in a taco? I can't even. No. Out of there. Lauren.
I am saying yes to doing art every day because it fills my soul. And I'm saying no to Facebook too much because it just takes me down. And I'll tell you what ingredient that is. That's brown rice for me.
Brown rice, right. Because because I taught nutrition, if you knew that the caloric makeup and all that is actually pretty much the fucking same, and I have doctors, yes, no brown rice.
No
White
brown rice.
Fine. I love it. Stephanie.
I am saying yes to change.
Ooh, say it a little bit more. Like, I'm saying yes to change.
I'm saying yes to change and no to worry.
Worry. Oh, I'm really worried that I'm never gonna get out of the taco suit right now, but I know eventually I can change, just like you. I love that. Precious.
I am saying yes to me time and not feeling guilty about it. And then I'm saying no to thinking I have to be perfect for fear of judgment.
Yes, I love that. No to judgment. So the next time you're like, oh, I should have some me time. I should have a taco. But then you're going to say, oh, shit, I don't even have the ingredients for a taco. Guess what? If you look at anything, it can be a taco. A burger is just a confused taco shell. Say yes to that. I love it. Julie.
I'm gonna say yes to confidence and no to chaos.
No to chaos. I love that. This is the most chaotic workshop I've ever done. So when you think about chaos, I want you to think about a woman in a taco suit that's just trying to I'm a little bit all over the place. Say no to that. Your taco shell's falling apart. Denise.
I am saying yes to adventure and no to settling for less.
Whew. Adventure. What does your adventurous taco taste like? What do we got in that ingredient?
Guacamole. How's that?
Ooh, guacamole. If you check out the Insta post on Keen Alignment or Al Professional Coaching, we have a funny post about guacamole. I love it. Yes. Yes to adventure. Serena.
Let's see. I'm saying yes to doing what's before me to do, each next step, and no to, what had it? Oh, politics. No more politics. I'm done.
Politics, except for the day you vote. But before that, what were you saying yes to again? What's that step we're saying yes to?
Each moment that is like, this is the next step. There's lots of next steps, and a lot of times I don't do them. So then I have a cascade of things that aren't happening. So random things, but the next step.
Yeah, you need more ingredients. So you're gonna take that step to fill that taco.
I'm gonna put chilies, guacamole, sour cream, all the yummy.
Yes. So you're saying yes to variety in your ingredients. You're moving forward. I love that ally for you. Who do I have to pick on? Elizabeth, the name I actually tried to get people to call me one year as a kid. I was creative.
I am saying yes to clarity for what I want and no to fear that'll hold me back.
What kind of taco are you afraid to eat?
Oh.
Man, there's so many jokes there. I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
No, but I would say, I'm okay with a fish taco, but canned fish or something like that, no.
Yeah. So the next time you smell tuna canned fish in your taco, just so you know, you can douche that right out of there. Push it aside, it's gone. Yeah, I'm going to lean into that analogy. Come on, I'm in a fucking taco suit. Thank you for playing. Hema, what are you saying yes and no to?
I'm saying yes to courage and no to self-doubt.
Yes, it is so courageous to sign up and take your first step and share your treasures, your money with someone. 100%. I love that. Remember that when you get your tacos. Be courageous in your order. You deserve the fucking guac. And the cheese if you're not allergic. Upgrade to that gluten-free shit if you're on that stuff. You absolutely deserve that. Who else? Darlene?
Yeah.
What are you saying yes and no to?
I'm saying yes to adaptive lenses.
Yes.
And I'm saying no to toxic people at work.
Yes. Girl, I've been there, and I gotta tell you, this is a true statement. In January, February, I don't have a month, I can't remember that, but I bought these glasses in 2020. These are new lenses. The apps are on my brand everywhere. And I had the same toxic people. And I visited a taco stand down the street who love my fucking pink glasses. And people are gonna love what you have to offer. Say, I love that.
I would encourage everyone to try a Korean taco fusion.
Yes. And I love that. Not everyone's had that. Not everybody's even willing to try that, but they're missing the fuck out. Yes. Sandy.
Well, I'm saying yes to yoga and other forms of self-care as a priority.
Yes.
And I'm saying no to being scared to move forward toward my goals and what I want.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. As you're walking towards those goals, if you get scared, just know that when I take this off, it will feel so much better. And that is your ally. I'm here with you.
Thank you.
Sarah, what are you saying yes and no to?
I'm saying yes to investing in my health, and I'm saying no to overbooking myself.
Oh, yes. Yes. So there are some tacos that will give you the runs. Don't go back to that restaurant. Seriously, my mom, we went to bury my mom, spread her ashes a year after she died. Dad comes out of the closet. We're trying to figure out where to spread mom's ashes. Quite the year. And we can't find the grave she wanted to have her ashes spread with her family. Actually, I shouldn't say wanted. We decided. She had no plans. It was a surprise. And so we went and got tacos. It was Tuesday, and Mom loved a good fucking taco. And they were so bad. And we decided that was going to die with Mom. There are some tacos you're eating right now that you don't stop. They're going to make you shit, which is what happened to us. Stay away from those tacos. Who else do I have on here that I haven't called on? You can jump in.
Me. Am I last? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm saying yes to making sure that I do something I love every day.
Yes.
And then I'm saying no to letting people overstep my boundaries.
Yeah, and they're gonna want to step. We call them border bullies. Like, think of like running for the border, and there's people that are standing there that don't want you to cross into the border. Those jealous fucks. Who else?
I'll jump in. Angela, I am saying yes to dating and saying no to indecision.
Yeah, I love that. You were saying yes to dating, and you were so brave. And you should get tacos on those dates and evaluate them on how to pick out your tacos. I love that, and I will share. I accidentally dated the man that I'm just moved in with because I invited him over. I was making tacos because I wanted to pick his brain. He has a really great marketing company. I didn't mean to fall in love with him. It was an accident. I've yet to get access to the marketing company, but I did buy us a home. Who else do we have? Hang on to those tacos. I love it.
I'll go.
Jennifer.
Oh, go ahead.
Jennifer.
All right, Jennifer, and I'm going to say yes to prioritizing myself and no to settling for less.
Yes. Say it louder about prioritizing yourself. Just shout
I'm going to say
it.
yes to prioritizing myself.
Fuck yeah, we never do that. What are you saying no to that's going to get in the way?
I'm going to say no to overcommitting myself and settling for less.
That is my story of my life when I order tacos. Always overcommit, right? I'm like, these tacos aren't as full as those tacos. Your taco is full. Don't overcommit. I love it. All right, who's next?
Yes, deepening relationships and no to resistance.
Say it again, louder.
Yes to deepening relationships and no to resistance.
Yeah. I didn't even know. Feel all of the yes. All of the yes for all those tacos.
Oh, yes. So I'm saying yes to showing up with my full self and not holding back.
Yes. Yes. Don't hold back.
Yes.
What are you saying no to?
No holding back.
No holding back. Love that. I just picture you like this. Like she's eating all the tacos. Some of you over there are like, I'm sorry, I've had enough. She's like, no, I want them all. You gotta try stuff before you know what to buy. Who's next? Mira.
I'm saying yes.
I will say yes to taking risks. And I will say no to waiting on somebody else's priorities.
Woo. Yeah.
Yes to taking risks. Girl, try that taco you've never tried before. Put a little more hot sauce on it. I love it. All right. Mira, go.
I'm saying yes to the unknown and trusting the process. And I'm saying no to the fear of failure.
Fear. I'm gonna guess I'm not failing with this, so I love it. Tacos are never a failure. Even the shitty ones that gave me the runs with mom, I learned something. And it felt really uncomfortable to learn that lesson. And if that isn't a metaphor for life, I'm out of metaphors. Who's next? Deborah.
I am saying yes to listening to my intuition again, because I seem to have got off course on that. And I am saying no to limitations.
No limitations. Absolutely. You can be any taco you want to be. Yeah. They have a Choco taco now. Like, there's literally no limitations. We're fucking freezing them now. Jenny, you just popped up on my screen.
I already went.
You already went. You sat down. You were standing earlier. My bad. Yep. I remember you now. Yes.
Aisha. I'm going to say yes to the next contract or proposal I'm presented with. Take it. And I'm also going to say yes to reading an hour a day. I'm going to say no to telling myself I can't take on a contract by myself, and say no to watching Judge Judy every day.
Oh, yeah. You no to judgment so hard. I love it. Next time you want to watch Judge Judy, you can go get yourself a taco instead. Who else hasn't gone yet?
Me. Sorry, I've been spotlighting everyone. But I am going to say no to mistrust. And I am going to say yes to opportunities that come my way.
Every taco is trustworthy and a great opportunity. Don't have to trust it the second time, though, if it gives the run.
Not, hell no.
Yeah. Love that. Anybody else?
I'll go last. I'm going to say yes to taking the time to get to know myself and what I like and what I want to do and dream. And I'm going to say no to keeping my wall up and trying not to be vulnerable to people around me.
Love that.
Who is that?
Who was talking?
It's Tia.
Tia is saying no. Okay. Say it again for everybody in the back, what you're saying no to.
I'm saying no to keeping my walls high and resisting that, to be vulnerable to people.
Oh, Tia, love that. Did we get everybody? Is Tia our
I don't know that Hildy went. Or
I don't think Kathleen went either.
Around.
Kathleen went.
I'm glad I was second. The space is done. I am saying yes to reinstating rituals in my mornings, in my day. And I am saying no to fear.
Yeah, don't be afraid of tacos. They usually never kill anyone.
We don't get them here.
How exciting that you get to create your own. Who else?
I didn't go yet. I'm Cindy. I'm going to say yes to challenges and no also to fear.
Yes. Challenges are exciting. We know that that's where we grow. I said before I started this to my partner, I don't know that I can make it an hour in this suit, and I have said yes to this challenge. I'm almost there. You got this. If I can do this, you got this. What else? Who else? Anyone else?
Denise, Joe, did you go?
Yes, I did already.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Eileen and I are the last to go.
I thought
Terrell,
Eileen went.
oh, she did?
Eileen's dancing like no one's looking.
Yep.
All right.
Did I
Then
forget?
you're our produce.
I didn't hear.
Go ahead, Tara.
Go ahead.
I say yes to the possibility of love in a pandemic, and no to I can't.
Yes. I love that. I'll tell you what, men have never been more available. We can't find them, but they're available. And they're ready because they're fucking lonely. They can't do any other stupid shit like go to a sports game.
I agree with that.
Maja, you didn't go.
Okay, I am saying no to playing it safe in the love department. And I am saying hell yes to being with my person.
Yes.
Yes! All right, everybody up because this is the best part of my day, all right? Like, just like, let's celebrate. I don't know if you're what's gonna, but like, let's just, get out of this. Let's get out. Whew. That's why you know I am too glam to give a damn. At least that's what my shirt says. Too glam to give a damn. You guys are amazing. Every single one of you. You're naturally creative. You're resourceful. You found this place. You're whole. It takes 10 months to grow a baby. It takes another year to learn to walk. You are setting yourself up to grow and create your next life. Some of you, it's a life with someone. In January, I set my intention to launch my business. Thanks, pandemic. I set my intention to only meet someone in person. I had a dating blog. Season 1 was Bumble. Season 2 was Hinge. Season 3 was going to be, I'm only meeting people in person. It's a pandemic. But I set that intention and I met someone right before the pandemic, right before getting a severance and being asked to not come back. I met him right before unemployment didn't show up still. And I kept investing in myself. I've invested $35,000 in myself in 2020. And the universe has said, yes, we've been waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. I have wanted to do stand-up comedy my entire life. At 35, I said I was doing it. At 36, I finally did. And then last time I was going to do it before I turned 37, the pandemic hit. Don't wait any longer. The world has been waiting for you to share your superpowers and to say yes to you. And I know that because it was waiting for me to say yes several times, and I did. I had 4 careers. I've said yes and no to a lot of things. And along the way, people said yes and no to me. And some of those no's hurt. And I'm so grateful for those no's today. You are going to encounter those no's, and I just want you to know, pun intended, that I'm here to talk about it, but also I want you to access for yourself an ally. I want you to access a taco. When those no's pop up, say yes to you, your taco shell. Say yes to you. As you decide your intentions, as you decide your purpose and what you want to do, as you are, maybe you already have, you probably have. As you really lean in, I have another book on my shelf. The Dream Giver. Bruce Wilkinson. He talks about border bullies, talks about going into the forest of the unknown. He also talks about achieving your dream and knowing when it's time to let it go and go on to your next big dream. The hardest thing I ever did was say no to the dream I spent so long building. Some of you are going to say no to things that you've really worked on building. That's the idea. That's your purpose. So you can say yes to something else. You can only fill so much in your taco shell. And I crave flexibility and freedom. It's my value. So I also know that I can say yes to different tacos at different times. But there's a certain shell that protects me. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free. It's flexible, it's creative. It's humble, kind, it's loving. It's in service to others. That's my shell. That's yours. That's your power. It's your superpower. My shell is the Wonder Woman, the lasso of truth. I want to make your truth palatable as you write your story. You've written a story for yourself coming in here that may not be so palatable. There may be chapters you don't want to read. I have that same book. But you are the author. People will try to write your story every single day. It was real awkward when Mom died and I called a friend and got in the car and the first thing I said was, hey, maybe I could update my Bumble profile. Bonus, no meddling mother-in-law. Made people feel real uncomfortable. I couldn't be with emotion in that moment, and it ran my life. The things you can't be with are running your life. You've got to say yes and no. You've got to choose to run your life. It's uncomfortable, like that fucking taco suit. It's uncomfortable sometimes. But after you've been with it, you can take it off and you can rewrite a new story. So, recipe for revision. My inquiry for you, my challenge for you, is to spend some time writing your story. Share it with someone that you trust, that promises just to listen, to witness your story. You'll witness yourself when you're done. I just told my story on Thursday, and I thought I would spend most of my time telling my current story. But what I found myself doing is retelling a big chunk of my old story before I got to my new story. In 6 months, I'm probably going to be telling a lot more of that new story. And I'm really excited about the book. I'm literally writing Mom's Dead, Dad's Gay, Now I'm Still Funny. To be able to tell the story from my point of view with me holding the pen, not with someone else. Stories are powerful. Regardless of if you're religious, Native Americans have been telling stories. Jesus told stories, spoke in parables. Books are stories, and before we wrote them, we verbally told them. Stories are powerful. Your story is powerful too. I hope my story helped you laugh. I hope you felt all the judgment against me, because the awareness that judgment exists, it's totally fine. And I hope that you've let go of some of the judgments that you've had of yourself. It has truly been an honor to sweat with you through this uncomfortable discussion about judgment. And I hope that you all eat some fucking tacos this week. I know I'm gonna go have myself a margarita. I am on the East Coast, and it is 7:15 here, 16, I'm 1 minute over, on a Saturday night. So I'm gonna head out for a margarita. Thank you so much. You are all amazing. I wish I had more time to get to know you.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Katie,
Yeah.
We need that recipe for the taco shells.
I'm happy to, it's a quarter cup of arrowroot, 2 eggs, tablespoon of ghee or butter. That's it.
All right. Thank you,
Glowing
Katie.
passport.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
okay.
Thank you. Can we see
you
her?
need a break before we move on to something else? Because we got some stuff. Yes, you need a 5-minute break.
Yes.
So please go take a 5-minute break and we'll see you back in 5 minutes. Time is it over there, Hildy?
It is 20 past midnight and I am tired. I don't know whether I can stand it. We'll see. I'm beginning to fade.
I got it.
By the way, I want to show you guys something. My cousin found COVID romance. That was yesterday.
Oh,
that's sweet.
That's awesome.
Oh,
it's so sweet. It's a college. Her husband died a couple of years ago, and his wife died a couple of years ago, and they were college sweethearts, and they found each other during COVID.
That's awesome. Diana, if you're back, could you allow me to share? Otherwise, I have to steal privileges from you. Okay, where is she? How do I make myself? I'm reclaiming host. Okay, nope, I want to be the host. Okay, so it is exactly the time we said we'd get back. So between the things that I've talked about, the things that you've talked about, the things that Katie talked about, we have in our life things that happen, right? Whoops, things that happen. And then what we made whatever happened mean. And then there's the story that we tell about it. And we actually tend to forget what actually happened. And we even forget that we gave it meaning. But what sticks is the story or the movie that we're living. And so all that identity map, whatever the story is that you have, whether it's why you're single, why you're in the wrong job, why you tolerate the crap that you don't want to, why you don't move forward, all of it's simply just a movie that you're playing out as the star of the show. And the reality is you wrote it so you can rewrite it. And tonight we're going to give you the opportunity to take something that it could be what you are no longer wanting in your taco, or it could be anything that you are completely saying, I am done now. Whatever would hold you back from getting up in front of 33 other people or 31 other people and fully expressing yourself, Eileen, dancing like no one's looking. Whatever it is that would prevent you from doing that, you want to give it up tonight. And you want to bring your new created self, what you started inventing last night as your future self. You want to bring that person, because the truth is, ladies, it's always a choice. One of the people that I work with, Lauren, we were at a event with Genentech, and I gave her an opportunity to go up in front of the room. And when she was done in front of the room, she said, whoops, she said, I felt like I wanted to zip myself up inside my coat, like I used to do when I was younger. And maybe she'll share about that tomorrow, or maybe not. But that's her old frame. Her new frame, her new movie, her new story is whatever she creates. And she gets to go up in front of the room and give it all and give everything she has. And this is an opportunity tonight for you to do that. And the only way you'll do it and not suffer through it is to choose a new way of being. That's not afraid. That's not hopeless. That's not frustrated. That's not concerned about being judged or concerned about how your hair looks or your makeup, how everything looks. That's not, none of that matters. This program is about you unlocking the wealth of talent, capacity, and human spirit inside of you. And that's what we're doing. So tomorrow, you're going to get an opportunity to create a roadmap. And tonight, we are going to give you some things to think about, but remember the list of values you started last night. You'll continue with that. And you'll also look at whatever story you've been carrying with you. What's your new story? Remember, for me, I was lucky. Well, I don't even know if I told you, I was lucky to have that job as a recruiter. I don't even know how I got into that, but I felt very lucky and very grateful. And how dare I look a gift horse in the mouth? So think about going all the way to California to do mind, body, spirit retreats. How dare I? I even had friends, good friends, say, is this a midlife crisis? Are you okay? Why would you leave paradise of Arlington Heights, Illinois? It is not. But people actually thought something was wrong with me because I was getting up and moving and following a dream. Because you see, in the Midwest, it's rare that people get up and leave the homestead and leave the family for a dream. People think something is wrong when you do that. But nothing was wrong. I saw a future. And my son, who just got married, said, Mom, had you not moved, I would have never met Kate. I would never be at Facebook. I wouldn't own a home in Santa Barbara. I mean, life happens because we make choices. So my question for you is, what choice are you going to make about your movie? Because you're filming it, you're writing it, you're acting it, moment by moment by moment by moment, choice by choice by choice by choice by choice. And so this evening, we're going to draw a distinction. And if you look on the PowerPoint, I think you all can see it. Is that right? You can see it? Yep. This is the villain, victim, hero, or 100% ownership, extreme ownership diagram. So how most of us live and how most people live is that they live inside of blame. There's always somebody who can save the day. There's always somebody who's being bad and being a villain, and there's always a victim. Look at how the news is playing out right now. There's definitely a villain, and for most people, it's the prez, whether you're Republican or Democrat. For most people, there's something off in Washington. And so he's a perfect villain. And then the victims are all of the people that disagree with him. And then we're hoping Barack Obama or even Kamala Harris will come in and save the day. But the truth is, nobody's going to save our day but us. And as long as we are in that triangle and we are taking time to blame immature feminine, someone else, we don't get to be responsible. We get to shirk our responsibility and point the finger over there. Well, when my finger's pointing over there, where are the other 3 fingers pointing? Back at me. I am the only person responsible for my health, my happiness, my well-being, my results I produce in life. It is 100% on me. Nobody is going to impact my results but me. And results meaning my health and vitality, my physical body, my mental and emotional well-being, my being in a relationship, my peace of mind, the way I interpret circumstances. You heard Maisha say, I am done watching Judge Judy, because that keeps her up here. Not reading keeps her up here. So extreme ownership is about taking 100% accountability for your life. You own it. You're committed for whatever results you're saying you're going to produce. You're committed. It's your ass on the line, not your husband's, not your girlfriend's, not your wife's, not your best friend, not your boss, not your partner. It's you. You make or break what happens with your words. Words create our world. Life sucks. Life is hard. Well, guess what? Life's going to suck and life's going to be hard. You're either reacting to life or creating life through your words. So, ownership, extreme ownership for your life and the quality of your life and the quality of your experiences and your thoughts and your thoughts and your thoughts. Thoughts are automatic, right? They're part of the autonomic system, like the way the heart beats, the way the lungs breathe, thoughts come. But you don't have to pay attention to those thoughts. Oh, my dad's an asshole. My husband's an asshole. You don't have to believe that. It's just a thought. Oh, thank you for sharing. You go right back and have dinner with that person. Thoughts just happen. You don't have to hitch your wagon to them. You could be with your best friend who's doing better than you. And you could have the thought, I'm jealous. Or you can have the thought, wow, isn't that interesting? I had the thought I'm jealous, but I choose not to be jealous. I choose to be celebratory. Like it's a choice, moment by moment by moment. So ownership, commitment, and then action. Serena talked about, she knows what to do. She just sometimes chooses not to do it. So she's getting up under, why wouldn't I do those things that could move my vision forward? And I know her. I know the healer she wants to be and the impact she wants to make in the world. That's not going to happen with her not doing the things she knows to do. It will never happen by accident. The law of attraction only works when you take action. But it begins with the word, and then with the commitment, and then with the action. So I create my vision, my possibility. I tune into my highest level values so I can shore myself up with my commitment. And then I move forward, I take action. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do tonight. So I'm going to give you an opportunity this evening to stretch yourself, to pick a partner in this wonderful community of 33 people, minus myself, and minus Lauren, because she's my partner for tonight. So you have 31
One of you will be in a group of 3. One group will be in a group of 3. And we're not asking for you to panic. This is not a striptease. We're asking you to get out of the comfort zone, get out of sitting in front of Zoom, and get up and perform something that will move the room forward. Now, that being said, I want you to know that I get every person who shared in any way so far this weekend. Every single one of you moved the room forward for the others. And you have. You saw it. One person spoke and everyone's like, hey, yeah, that's me. That's me. Every one of you came here committed. And you came here committed to breaking through those barriers, those chains, those leashes that hold you back. And tonight's the opportunity to cut them, to break them, and to stretch. So whatever you choose to do for a stretch, there's some ground rules to it. So I'll put my glasses on so I can tell you exactly what those ground rules are. It needs to last 3 whole minutes. 3 whole minutes. Take up the space. Women beg for an opportunity to be in a leadership role, and then they get it and they cut themselves short. So take every ounce of those 3 minutes. Every ounce. Suck the life out of those 3 minutes, or give life in those 3 minutes. Enroll the team, the rest of these women, in the possibility of living a life they love. So enroll them and teach something. Find something to teach. That's not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich making, but something that could make a difference. So Denise, I'm not telling you what to do, but you come from a very rich indigenous community. There's probably 33 people on this call, well, 32 without you, who'd love to find out more about that. And with the ways of the Native American Indians, or Alaskan Indians, or there's so many spiritual practices that could make a difference. All of you have something like that that you can bring into this community. So 3 minutes. Enroll the team in a new possibility for themselves. You're not enrolling them into you, although that does happen, because when you're enrolling, people just want to be around you. You're enrolling them in a new possibility for themselves. The entire time must be used in full. Work in a pair. It's co-leadership. 100-100. Integrate. You could choose to integrate dance, Eileen. It'd be super fun if you did. I have a playlist, and I'll show you the playlist that we're going to let you pick from. And the reason we're picking is because it's just too hard with the music. It's already got to be piped in. You could use art, creativity, integration of right and left hemisphere, which Minerva taught us about today, and Jorge taught us about today, and even Katie is bringing in the right and left hemisphere of humor and of logic. It could be about essence, about feminine power, about love. Embody the message. Use your body to embrace and embody. When you feel how the body goes, the rest of the life goes. Some of you that don't like your health and don't pay attention might be mad at me for saying that. It is now scientifically fact-based. How well you take care of your body is how well you take care of your brain and your heart and your internal organs and your mental wellness. Lauren's going to talk to us about that tomorrow. But embody it. Use your body. And we're going to give you an opportunity to look at some music, and then I will take a picture of that music and we'll put it in the chat, or Diana will send it to everybody. So some of the distinctions we've learned so far is limiting beliefs, saboteur, the story, the drama that you've created, that you've lived in, yoga. We have looked at I am, sharing your life, your heritage, your upbringing, women's leadership, enrollment in growing, transformation, We've done a lot with paired sharing and teaming on purpose, group, small group community, intuitive art, assignments, conditions, bias, beliefs, the past that holds us back, the past that's in our future, moving that aside and creating a space of nothing to have a future that's wide open. Community light, walking the ladder, the 7 levels, which is behind me, synchronicity, innovation, engagement, and courage. And then of course the 3 that shall not be said. Mirror work, we've done some work with mirrors. Journaling, mature, immature, feminine, immature, masculine. We're going to get to the mature part on Sunday. An identity map. And Negong, not Qigong, but Negong, which is the ancient version of Qigong. So we're going to open up the room. I know it's time soon for dinner break, but we want to open up the room and we want to hear from you about what are you hearing is your stretch tonight? What are you excited about? What are you nervous about? Just let it all hang out. And then I'll show you the music list when right before we go. So whoever wants to unmute, or all of you can unmute yourself and just share what's there for you.
You, Angela.
Angela, you're on mute. Or
Can you hear me
silent.
now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I was wondering, are we picking our partner? Are we putting into groups by random? How is that process happening?
I would, given it's a leadership class, I'd like you to pick your partner. You have access to everybody. You can start chatting right now. I don't feel comfortable putting you into pairs unless you want me to take the pain away and pair you up.
Who wants to talk about being a crone? I want to do that.
I'd want to do that too.
Okay, Hildy and Catherine, but Hildy, then you got to take some no-dos and stay up.
I don't know that I can stay up. Have we got a dinner break now?
Yes, we have a 2-hour break.
I'll sleep.
But you need some time to work with Catherine, and then you right after you guys go, you can hit the bed. Okay, who else?
Who's into dance or ecstatic dance? Or
I am.
You want to do something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Tia says she's not available.
Does anyone have an interest in houseplants? I have a lot of them in my life, and I would love
I
to
do.
join this group. Who does? Sandy?
I'll partner with you. Yeah, sure.
Great. I would love to, Sandy. How poetic. You were my first, and now you're my, I don't know if you're my last, but certainly my
Perfect.
Okay.
Does anybody have a puppet or any interest in doing a skit that might involve a puppet or a stuffed animal?
I'll do one.
I like to do music.
Lisa said
You
yes,
guys
Angela.
need to chat each other. You need to chat each other and make sure that you exchange phone numbers. All the partners need to chat each other. And Diana, if you could make sure that they can do that, I will make you the boss again. All right, keep going. Pick your partner.
We're looking for something that's a stretch for us, that's outside of our comfort zone.
It is called a stretch because you're getting up in front of everybody and you're leading the room for 3 minutes. And but it doesn't have to be something that's hard. But if it's easy, if it's in your comfort zone, there's no growth. The only way to grow is to stretch.
So if it's something that we've been presenting out in the world beyond this, is that an appropriate thing that we're still practicing on?
Here's what I would suggest that you do. If I know how important that is to you, take it to the next level. But it can't be the Serena show because you're co-presenting with someone else.
Yeah.
So it's they want to do it just as much as you want to do it. So maybe you teach them something, they teach you something, and you dance in the moment. But yeah, push yourself out of that comfort zone.
Who has interest in improvisation or contact improv? Is anybody? Yes.
Okay. Share your information. Catherine and Hilda, you guys are going to have to do it over WhatsApp, just so you know, because she's in Ireland. Okay, who else? Who else? Who else?
Who wants to do something on intuitive art? I don't know much about it, so that's a stretch for me.
I do not, so I will say yes.
Kathleen, would you like to be my partner? What? You're on mute.
Oh, we can't text chat individually. We can only chat in the group.
That's okay. Just chat in the group.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna put my phone
Okay,
number.
I'll get you my phone number.
I'm still looking for a music lover.
I'm a music lover.
I love music, I love writing, and I love art. Any of that would be perfect.
I love music.
Perfect. Eileen?
Yep.
Okay.
So I was looking for a music lover. That was Maisha.
Join us. Join us. Maisha, come join us.
Yep.
Or that Suzanne has do you have a?
I'll go with you, Maisha. I love music.
And we're down one, don't forget, because Kia can't make it.
Okay.
So we don't need a 3.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm a freebie. I'll do whatever. So if anybody
That's how I am too.
I'll also do whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't get a partner by doing whatever. Pick somebody and just declare it that they're your partner and
Okay,
so
Brittany,
your
you're my partner.
Jennifer? I don't know. Yeah.
Perfect.
Raise your hand if you don't have a partner so that I know.
Mira.
Lacey, let's go.
Benny.
Great.
Good.
You have my number.
I have your number.
Okay, is that everybody? Did everybody get nope, Cindy and Elizabeth, it looks like you two are partners. Stephanie and Deborah, it looks like you two are partners. Deborah Sittler and Stephanie Stanner. Anybody else? Flipchart doesn't have a partner. Kia, are you missing the whole evening? Are you there?
Hi, yeah, unfortunately something just happened, so I don't know, it's just not looking too good.
Okay, well, if you can come back, and
Okay.
will we see you tomorrow?
Hopefully, I'm hoping I have to drive all the way out of town right now, so I'm hoping I'll make it back by tonight.
Okay. Okay.
But
all right.
thank you, ladies. I do want to say you all are amazing. Thank you. I learned a lot, and I'm still setting my boundaries, even with this.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. So what we're going to have you do is you have a 2-hour break. We're coming back at 7 p.m. Pacific. So, get dinner, connect with your partner, create your 3 minutes of heaven. And there's a couple things I want to do with you before I put you on dinner break. We have 15 more minutes. And this is an embodiment. Wait, what?
This is Denise.
Oh, Denise.
My audio is not working, and I noticed my video is paused.
Okay, so do you not have a partner?
No.
Okay, I don't want you to join the AB&I girls because there's too many AB&I. We want you to have a stretch. So what are you interested in, and we'll put you in a group?
I don't know. I'm not interested in anything.
You've got puppets.
I have anything access to.
Like dance?
I can do the puppet thing.
Okay, Angela, she's gonna do the puppet thing with you guys. So if you can give us your number.
Yes.
Okay, so I just need you for a couple more minutes. We're gonna do 3 more things. Oh boy, now I gotta take the hostess privileges back. This is so crazy, this Zoom. Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. I have to also give you your playlist. Okay, so tonight is about your stretch. Whatever it is that you want to bring, it could be anything that we've talked about. So notice, I want you to pay attention to, as you're working with your partner, where do you feel like giving up tonight? Write this down because it'll show up. And how does that look? What does your body do when you want to give up? What's your reaction when you want to give up? And on the opposite side, where do you just naturally lean in? And what's the impact of both? See, all these questions that I've been asking, without the impact question, there's no sustainability. Because once Diana Steele got that there was an impact of her living like Rapunzel, and that she was alone and separate beyond the people in her family, until I asked the impact, it just was what it was. And then the insight came. And as soon as the insight comes, you can never take the insight away. It's, do you take action after the insight? So for tonight, where do you give up? Where do you want to give up? Pay attention to that and just journal it. As soon as you write it down, it'll be over. And then where do you naturally lean in, and how do you get more of that? Oh, that's for tomorrow. We got to put it away. Okay. So you want the playlist, right? But before we give you the playlist, well, I'll give you the playlist right here. Here's your choices. And when you do your thing, you're going to need to tell me what your song is before so I can cue it up. We have Flawless by Beyonce.
Maja, you know we can't see that, right? You'd have to do a new share.
I did not know you couldn't see it. Thank you, Terrell. I want you to see this. We have Flawless by Beyonce, Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, Believe by Cher, Light On by Maggie Rogers, Waka Waka by Shakira, One Day in My Dreams by Elena, Try Everything, Shakira, Beautiful, Christina Aguilera, Juice, Lizzo, Me Too, Meghan Trainor,
Beautiful,
Redesigning Women, Titanium, Survivor by Destiny's Child, Stronger, Kelly Clarkson, and then we have Katy Perry, Firefly, I think it is.
Firework.
That song.
Fireworks.
Okay.
We'll take that.
Well, you guys have to talk about it with your group. Just tell me before, as soon as we call your name and you're up, then you tell us what to queue up. So
we have to use music?
You don't.
Okay.
You don't have to use music. This is your thing.
Songs, right?
Pardon me?
You have to use these songs though, right?
Well, unless you let me know and I can download the music to my computer before you start. So I'll be around. You can text me. Keep in mind that people have been sitting and being taught to for over 24 hours.
Gotcha.
So I do invite you to do something that isn't what we've been doing. So something a little more putting people into a new space, shift the space. So the more high energy, the better, because it's also going to be late. And for some people, they'll be going till midnight. So before we go, I want you all to get up, and I am going to our friend Katie back on the stage, and we're going to do something called an intention walk. Now, here's the intention walk. I'll go first, and then one by one, everybody, and we want to move it fast so that we can have dinner tonight. So the intention walk, I'll model it for you, and we will do it to music. I'll model it for you. So this is how I walk across the room when I have something to say. But I planned that. My intention walk is I would walk away. I would walk in a way that you're not expecting and that I'm not expecting. I'm creating it in the moment, moment by moment by moment. So whatever I do, the next person can't do. You've got to iterate from that and iterate from that and iterate from that. So do you get what I'm saying? Nobody's doing the same walk, okay? Everybody got that? So here I go. I want to make sure you can see on my camera. This is my intention walk. And I'm just creating this in the moment, moment by moment by moment. It releases my body energy. It releases the locked in thinking, and it gives space. And so I'm going to turn on the music. I'm going to do it. And I don't want to call on people. So just take the space, and we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes.
Do we say our name and do it, or just everybody just start walking?
Say your name so that you spotlight. So, Diana, could you help me understand if I do speaker and if everybody else does speaker, do they have to say the name before so that they're spotlighted, like Torella's spotlighted?
Normally, like right now, I'm speaking, so the audio catches where it's coming from and it highlights the person. But if multiple people all talk at once, then it won't know who to spotlight.
Okay, well, I don't think that multiple people will, because we're going to start using our intuition. So we'll.
What about the weather? What about the music going though from one?
Oh,
spot?
good. All right. Well, then we won't use music. We don't need music to do our intention walk. All right, good. So I did mine. So who's next?
I will.
Terrell's on.
Brittany.
Suzanne walking.
Lauren.
Emma. Serena.
Mira.
Jennifer.
Susan.
Angela. Oh, you can't see me. Why can't you see me? Whatever. Oh, okay.
Whoever just said their name, we didn't hear you.
It was Zadie.
Sadie, start over, please, honey. You got to do it again.
Okay, Sadie.
Ah, there you are.
Lacey? I don't know.
Next, intention walker.
Lisa.
That's precious.
Precious.
Denise. I think my camera's frozen.
It is.
Elizabeth.
Jenny.
Who's next?
Kathleen.
Next.
Stephanie.
Way to go.
Darlene. Hi.
Yay.
I kind of have to do it next to my computer so that I don't break the cable.
Thank you. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yay. next. Who didn't go?
I didn't go.
Okay, let's go, Stan.
Woo! Yeah.
Julie Wasserman, I didn't see you go.
Did go, but I'll go if you want me to, but they'll tell you I went.
I didn't hear you. I didn't see, you didn't get spotlighted, I don't think.
Did Hildy? Hildy?
Hildy went, I thought Hildy went. Maybe she took a nap.
He deserved.
Deborah?
Did Deborah go?
Oh, there she is.
Yep, good job.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, there's Hildy.
Oh yeah, she went.
All right. So is that everybody? I don't want to leave anybody out.
Oh, we got Maisha.
Aisha.
Sha. Yes.
Very okay, yeah.
Hi.
Better. Attention walk is literally just choosing to create in the moment. We are either at any given moment in life, reacting to life or creating life. Tonight is about creating life. So we will see you at 7 p.m. Pacific, right? Is that what it is? Let me just.
Hey, Denise. Denise, we need your phone number so we can connect. Lisa has her cell phone in the chat, so text Lisa, Denise.
Is that just 1 hour? No, 7 is 2. Okay, yeah.
It's 2 hours. We have a 2-hour break, so some of us will be napping.
Yes.
Some of us will be eating. Thank you so much. You guys have done awesome today.
Should we stay logged on or log off?
I would like everybody to log off so that the team, the production team, the group leaders can come back 30 minutes early.
Okay.
So everybody go bye-bye. Bye.
I sent you my song, Kat. Margaret, I sent you the song.
Myself on my text or on the chat?
On the chat.
Mick Menza. Mick Menza.
Great. Beautiful song.
Mick Menza. Mick Menza. We can be free. All right, I'll download it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Great work, everybody. Lauren, you want to just talk to me and let me know what we're going to do, or you'll call me after you eat? No, you're not calling me after you eat?
Margaret, the people that maybe left